Hey, what up guys? I have a very special video for you today. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about and that I'm this fancy teacher person, but really I'm just sharing some tips that I found helpful for me when I lost my sister. Because honestly it was just such a chaotic time, I guess, would be the best way I can describe it. And honestly, grief hits everybody so differently that you can never truly pinpoint exactly what you need. But hopefully this list will kind of give you some starting points maybe, and maybe help you on your journey. And maybe if it doesn't help you, share it with somebody that you think might help. But before you do anything, I just want you to love yourself. And I know that's not easy. I know for me, it was a lot easier for me to just dive in and take care of everybody else and to focus on anything but myself. And that's okay. But, you know, I want us all to remember that we are important too, that life doesn't stop, and you still have needs and you still need to take care of yourself. So just take a breath, love yourself, and let's begin. The first step that I think is absolutely key to dealing with this is focus on meeting your need, not focusing on making the pain go away. Because I know that's really tempting to just distract yourself or to throw yourself into something, or, you know, turn to your coping method of choice. But honestly, none of that really helps. I mean, it might help like in the meantime, but it's not a permanent fix. When I first was going through everything, I didn't want to talk to anybody. It was really hard because I had a lot of people like just throwing different things at me, you know, saying my sister was selfish, saying that my parents were selfish, saying that I was selfish for abandoning them, all kinds of stuff like you would not believe. Some people were really helpful. Some people really thought they were being helpful, saying that, oh, I know how you feel. I had my mom pass away, you know, years ago. But yes and no. Yes, you lost somebody. But for me, it hurt a lot because, you know, their parent or whoever didn't choose to leave. My sister chose to leave. So I found that listening to certain people talking was very difficult and did not help at all. So here's some tips to get around that too. Don't force yourself to move on before you're ready. Don't force yourself to move on at all. When I lost my sister, a lot of people were like, oh, I hope you can get back to normal soon. I hope everything gets better soon. I hope that you feel better. I hope all of these things. And honestly, I didn't want to let go of the pain. I didn't. I wanted the pain. My chest, my heart literally hurt. It was literally broken from not having her. And I wanted to keep that pain. I was angry. Not at my sister, just like at the world in general. And I don't know, like part of that pain became part of me, it became part of her. And I guess I kind of saw letting that pain go as letting her go. And it felt too soon to move on from her. And honestly, it still feels too soon to completely move on from her. And I think I will always feel that way, because for me, when somebody's that important to you, you don't just let them go. You don't just move on. You don't just heal from it. It becomes something that is part of you, but that you're always aware of. You might not be thinking about it at a certain moment, but she will always be missing from me. And while I am glad that she's no longer in pain, you know, I'm always, 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 always gonna love and care and miss her. And that's never gonna change. And guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with always loving her. because I can deal with that. I can deal with being different for the rest of my life. Because honestly, now I feel like I have this story to share, and I feel like I can reach so many more people than maybe I would have without that. No, I don't wish that it had happened so I could do these things, but you know, it happened, so I'm gonna make the best out of it I can. Step 3 is don't try to go back to normal, because normal doesn't really exist anymore. I did another video on this. Just allow whatever is to just be. Don't abandon yourself in this situation. Be present with your pain. At first I didn't want to deal with my pain because it was too hard. It was too crushing. And you know, I had things to do. I had to go to work. I had to go just do life, and I couldn't just sit there and cry all the time, even though that's what I felt like doing. But I didn't want to abandon myself either. So sometimes I would go to the bathroom at work and I would just cry. Sometimes I told them, I was like, I'm sorry, I just have to go home. I'll work from home when I can. And thankfully I have a job that they're amazing and super understanding, and it was great. But I think that was really key for me too. It's just like allowing whatever feeling to be what it is. And during those moments when I couldn't let myself fall apart because of circumstance or whatever, I didn't abandon myself. I made a promise to come back to that pain or whatever it was that I was going through. Because it's important not to abandon yourself, because your needs are important, you're important. You know, just because you may think that somebody's hurting more than you, well, it might be true. They might be not handling it as well as you are, but that doesn't mean that your needs aren't important either. So don't forget to think about yourself too. Make a promise to yourself, well, I'm really busy right now, I love you, we'll come back to this, and do that. Another one, don't be afraid to reach out to those around you to meet your needs. Because at first I did not want to talk at all, but I still needed to eat food. I still needed to do laundry. And so when that happened, my husband, like, poor thing, he just kept wanting to help and wanting to talk about it. Because I'm a talker, that's what I do, you know, obviously from all the videos of me just talking. But I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't even want to talk to my therapist because it was just too much and too real. But there were some needs I could let people meet. I let my husband do laundry. Oh, can I get you anything? You can give me a glass of water. You know, don't be afraid to ask for things that are really small or really stupid, because if it's something that you need, who cares? Who cares if it's small? And it can actually help those around you to become closer to you, because you're giving them an opportunity to reach out and to help when they might not know how to help. Because, you know, they might not have been through a situation, they might not feel it in the way that you do. So by giving them something to do, even if it's so small as like fold my blanket, go pick up the house, like whatever it is, focus on what your love language is. If you need a massage, if you need to get your hair done, you know, whatever it is, go for that. Another one is chase relief. Because for me, joy was not an option. It just didn't exist. For a few months, I didn't laugh. I mean, I laughed, but I didn't like truly laugh for a while. So I chased relief, you know. First, you know, be present with that emotion, be present with the sadness, be present with the anger, whatever that emotion is. And when you're done allowing yourself to feel that, move on to chasing relief. Because that's important too. And relief for me, it can vary. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's listening to a song that I feel like really gets me, or a song that just, even without words, just has that kind of like emotional build or whatever. Sometimes chasing relief meant sitting there watching a stupid movie wrapped up in a blanket. Sometimes relief was a cupcake. Sometimes it was buying myself new shoes. You know, whatever it is, do that. But But don't do those things without making a promise to not abandon yourself and deal with, whatever emotions that you're going through, either now or at a later time. Because, it's really important that if you feel the need to distract yourself, totally get it, been there. But make a promise to come back to yourself and just give yourself what you need, because it can be really hard. Really hard. And just be okay with wherever you are in that moment. If you're sad, that's okay. If you're angry, that's okay. If you don't want to talk to people, that's okay. If all you want to do is talk to people, that's okay. Dive into your feelings and just allow yourself to be present with them. Go into a room by yourself or with a loved one, somebody you trust, and just sit there and ask your emotion what it needs. And I know it sounds cheesy, but what I mean by that is, what do I feel like right now? What do I feel like would make me feel good in the moment? And I don't mean feel good as in like, let me get this pain away. I mean it going back to that first thing, focus on meeting the need, not making your pain go away. So if in that moment it means, well, I really feel like I need to cry, but I really don't know how. For me, it was music. I'll put a link below to some songs that like really stuck out to me, because they were just so powerful for me. But don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be upset at yourself. Whatever you're going through is normal for that time, because everybody handles it differently. And you're gonna heal in your own time, as much as you can. And be okay with not being okay. Give yourself patience. Give yourself comfort. One thing I can recommend, if this helps you, it does for me personally, is treat your emotions like they were a baby, like an infant, like, 6 months old, whatever, before they start talking. And little babies, they just start crying. You don't necessarily always know what their cry means, especially at first, but eventually you do learn it. Oh, this means they're hungry. That means I need to feed them. Oh, this cry means that they need to, change. Oh, this cry means that they are sleepy. Learn to do that with your emotions too. Oh, I'm feeling this. That means I need to go take a nap. Oh, I'm feeling this. This means I need to go for a walk outside. Oh, I'm feeling this. That means I need to go cook my favorite meal. Whatever it is, it's right. And join support groups. I'm looking into doing one. I wasn't ready for a long time because it was just really hard. But I think I'm at the stage now where I'm ready to talk to other people who have been through similar experiences. So don't be scared to reach out to those around you. Go online. Go to your church, go to your friends, go to your family, whoever you feel comfortable with, go to. If you don't feel comfortable going to somebody you know, totally fine. Like I said, go online. You can find groups of strangers who are more than willing to support you, all kinds of support groups. So don't be afraid to ask for help, because a lot of people, myself included, love helping people, and I actually feel better when I help somebody else. I know a lot of people were saying, well, I didn't want to tell you about anything that I was going through at the time because you were going through so much that I didn't want to complain about having to, find the perfect school for my kid. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I love the fact that you have this problem because I know how to fix that. So that can make me feel good by helping you with that. So don't be afraid to just share this with people, because you never know what you're going to get back out of it. I just ask for people for like random dumb things to help out. Like, oh, well, can you bring my parents a meal? Can you write them letters? Whatever it is, don't be scared to ask for it, because it's important. So just allow yourself to be whatever it is that you are, feel whatever it is that you feel, and just encourage yourself, be present with yourself, and love yourself in the moment. Because you're worth it. And I know it feels like forever, and it's not. that sharp, crazy, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die pain doesn't last forever. It certainly feels like it, for sure, but it does get better. It's not going to get better on its own, probably, because a lot of people either avoid it or numb it, and that can cause a whole other host of issues. But I promise you that if you're working towards this, if you are being present with yourself and learning how to show yourself love in the way that you need it, you're gonna start healing little by little. So, and you might have a scar from it, of course, you know, that's totally normal and totally okay. But welcome to the rest of us. There's plenty of people out there that have the same scars as you, and you can sit there and share stories with them and love each other and show support and build a bond that you never knew existed before. So reach out to those around you. Do whatever it is that you need to do, because you're worth it. I love you guys. See you next time.